Hey guys, welcome back. And this is game 3 from Serral and Neeb. What I'm going to say this right now, I'll make a small breakthrough from game 2. Game 2, it was an acid plant. It was a good game of 15 minutes with Neeb trying to make aggressive moves at the beginning in the early game with 2 adepts, trying to keep Serral busy. Forcing some units, trying to make damage to the mineral line, while he was transitioning to an Oracle aggression with Phoenix to keep the overlords away from his main base, and a second Oracle to keep Serral busy, using Revelations for scouting, trying to get drones that were being transferred between bases, and then Neeb tried to move again against Serral with 8 adepts, put some pressure, and he transitioned. He made a very strange transition for Colossus. He researched the extended thermal lens. He tried to put pressure in the 4th base of Serral. He was making a good engagement, but the reinforcements of Serral arrived in time, and he killed every single unit that Neeb had that was pressuring that 4th base of Neeb, of Serral. So Neeb had to transition back to charge lots, immortals and archons. He did not research Psystorm, and he tried to rely on that brute force army. Serral got lurkers, got roaches, got hydralisks. He delayed his economy a little bit, so he would get more units than his opponent. So he prepared a good flank to defend his 4th base when Neeb was trying to pressure it and trying to cancel it again with that unit composition, and Serral deflected it, hold it, got a 5th base, and then he started putting pressure with the lurkers against Neeb, and Neeb economy crumbled. The siege was too strong. Neeb was not able to defend it, especially without Psystorm. So that was the choices that was made in game 2, and now we're going to game 3 of the series. It's 1-1 right now, and let's watch this 37-minute game. That people have told me that it was a good game, but it was a little slow. There was not a lot of aggressions, there was not a lot of engagements, there was not a lot of trading involved. Trading units, I mean. So what I want to do here, what I think I'll do, because it's a 37-minute game, I'll try and break through this game into early, mid and late game. What are the moves for transitions? What are the moves of compositions? And what are the moves to get in a good spot for the late game? So let's see what's going on. So again, this is something rather interesting that Neeb does. He gets the assimilator before the portal. I don't know if every single Protoss is doing this against Zerg. Yes, Dantera. Yes! That's my point. That's what I want to do here, and I hope that you guys are doing as well. So, this is the 3rd game in a row that Neeb is doing the assimilator before the portal. I don't know if this is being used by every single Protoss in the Protoss versus Zerg, but Neeb is doing this every single game of this series. I don't know why this is. I believe that my idea behind this is that he has enough gas for as soon as this cyber core is ready. He does not delay his Stargate, and he has an adept being made as soon as possible. So this is my thought here. He will get the Oracle as soon as possible. He will not delay the adepts, and he will have gas for everything. This also means that he compromises a little bit of his mineral income, and he's relying on keeping Serral busy, keeping Serral making units instead of drones, making spore crawlers. He wants to keep Serral very busy from the beginning. So this is Neeb's intention. He tries to make an aggressive stand without committing in the early game. He wants to keep Serral doing something he doesn't want to do, but Serral is a very good player, and he's going to be ready for this kind of aggressions. Good moves here. Two drones already killed, killing a lot of Zerglings as well. He's probably going to lose the adepts, but he's trying to make a little bit of scouting here. He saw the gases. I don't know if he clicked it. He was able to click in the gas. Metabolic boost already research for Neeb, for Serral. He has a lot of gas income in this moment. It's a little bit different from the other games. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to change to the right screen here, to the right size of the camera. So again, Neeb is doing the same opening he did last game. He did not put the Twilight Council. He is not researching Resonating Glaives, but he's doing the two adepts into Oracle pressure, taking the Phoenix to keep the Overlords away from his base, and getting a second Oracle for Stasis Wards, Revelation, Scouting, and trying to kill some workers that are away from the Queens, away from the Spore Crawlers. So these are the moves that Neeb is doing to try and keep Serral uncomfortable. Third base trying to be taken by Neeb. Third base of Serral already in place, getting saturated. So there are a few differences. There was a little bit of delay in Neeb's third because he got the Twilight Council and Robotics Facility a little bit earlier than he did last games. Good warp in from Neeb. Right now, he was not in position. Now the Oracles got some workers in the natural as well. So Neeb is trying to do some pressure. Now, this is the moment I said I was going to talk about the transitions. Neeb here is transitioning from the early to mid game. These adepts are not going to be used, or be useful actually, for the rest of the game. They don't have Resonating Glaives, they don't have upgrades, they are not being used in a War Prism, so they have an expiry. They are expendables. They are not useful in this moment. What he wants to do with them, so this is his main goal here. He wants to do damage, of course, but he wants Serral to force units. He wants Serral to lose map control. He wants Serral to be on his side of the map instead of Neeb's side of the map, because he's getting his third, he's transitioning to Templar Archives, his researching charge is not ready, he doesn't have any Immortals in the map right now, so he's posing a threat in Serral's side of the map. He's making an offensive stand, but he's not going to commit. He just wants to keep Serral busy. That is his goal. That is his main objective here, because he wants to transition. He wants to make advances in his technology. Serral right now, he just defended. He's relying on a more roach heavy build right now. He's just put his Hydrozen in the pitch, and now it's his time to put some pressure. He has a lot of links. Neeb knows that he can't move away from his bases right now, because these links are fast, they are dangerous, they don't have an upgrade, but they pose a threat. And Neeb's aware of this. He doesn't have cannons, he has a shield battery here. Now he's setting up a wall. Now Neeb can try to be a little bit more comfortable in moving out the map. The Oracles, one of them died because it was low health, and Neeb's control actually is fairly good this game. He did not lose anything for free. Anything for free. He always got some value out of his units. Sidestorm being researched, I enjoyed this much more from last game. He did not do Colossus. He relies on a more storm heavy army. And this is going to probably prove worthy for him, because this game is 37 minutes long. So he will take some value out of this storm. Fourth base for Neeb. Fourth base already already for Serral, and this is a more passive game. No War Prisms right now. Neeb doesn't rely a lot in War Prisms, actually. He tries to be a more sneaky guy, moving around the map, trying to keep you away, busy around the map. A second Oracle was researched again for Neeb, and now the lurkers are being transitioned. This is the moment they are transitioning from mid to late game. So lurkers are going to be a huge, a key point of this. He will use the lurkers to put pressure on Neeb. He will use the drop lords to try and make Neeb crumble, trying to defend, trying to split his army in several places. He has a movement here in the side of the map. There is a War Prism actually for Neeb, but it's not being used right now. And Neeb's also trying to reach the late game. He has Psionic Storm, he has +1, he has a lot of Immortals, and he will probably rely on scouting with his Oracles, with his Revelation right now, to see what tech Serral is getting, when he's going to go to Hive, and depending on that, he's going to put some Stargates, he's going to get more Robo Base to get some more Immortals. He's relying on the Oracles right now for scouting. So, Zealots on the map. Is he going to spot this? Is he going to spot this? There are lurkers here? No, no lurkers. In the drop lords. He saw it but didn't answer. And now there's a drop in his base. Recall is being used. A good part of his army is going to the main. But good split, good storm in the front. Good defense right now for Neeb. Okay, this is a very solid defense. He's going to lose a few things. He lost the High Templar, he lost an Immortal, but it was such a great defense. Good, didn't lose any probes, and good moves right now for Neeb. He split his army. There's a lot of Hydralisk here. Oh, that probe! That probe saw everything. Now he knows that there is a split push coming. He used the Oracles here to keep tabs. There was a side storm here also, but right now there were some workers lost, and I believe it's in his third base. Okay, many things going around the map. Now there are Hydralisks in the... Ooh, he shut off a lot of gates. He shut off a good chunk of technology, but Neeb is holding. Neeb is managing to keep himself in the game. He lost 20 workers, but still in 72. You think live in English is more attractive in English, in Twitch? I don't have an opinion with this. I'm testing. I'm trying to see if it's more attractive to people in English. But I believe I already built a little bit of community in Portuguese, so this might actually be hurting me. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep doing this for a while. One in Portuguese and one in English. So, this moment here is very important. Neeb had a lot of troubles defending. He took damage in his third. He took damage in his natural. A lot of 20 probes have died. He already replenished the probes, but he lost. With that, he committed a lot of resources that were going to be used in developing his army. So he's not allowed right now to transition. He is not allowed to prepare a late game composition with carriers, tempests, a lot of High Templars, which I believe he has only 2 right now, 3. So this was a good attack for Serral. He also doesn't have a lot of bank, but he has enough. His bases are free. He has a 5th base, and he traded a lot of units in Neeb's side of the map. So in this moment right here, Serral has a good advantage, but he's stuck in Hydra, Roach, Lurker. This is a composition that does not go better with time. So he needs to get something like Broodlords, Vipers, things like this to keep the momentum in his favor. Neeb is now replenishing his army, he's replenishing his probe lines, he's putting another robotics facility because he didn't see a spore, he knows that the hive is late, and he knows that he needs a lot of immortals. Huge engagement coming here. He is relying on many of the storms, but he doesn't have a lot of units here. He's managed to defend the right side of the map, but the defense of his natural is already being tested and is not being very good. Now the reinforcements arrive, and I want to see one thing here: the right side of the army engagement. I want to see this because I missed a little bit of this. So at this time, okay, here we come. Okay, so this engagement here started, and this is going to start. Okay, so this actually was intercepted, so the engagement here did not happen at all. Actually it happened, but Serral managed to keep most of his units alive. So Neeb did a great defense right now. It was a great defense. He lost a little bit of I think one High Templar, one Immortal, and a few Zealots, which is okay. The main problem with Neeb right here, right now, he doesn't have a 5th base. He doesn't have a 5th base. His economy is trying to get hurt. His main base is running low. His natural is running low. His 3rd is going to start running low fairly soon. So he needs a 5th base. And right now, he's managed to defend this base fairly well. This engagement here is coming. Revelation is being used. And now Neeb has to again split his army. But there are a lot of cannons. There is a shield battery. And really, Neeb needs to focus defending on this natural. The main movements that we're seeing here is that Serral is trying to split his army because he knows his composition is not great if he fights against all of Neeb's army together in the front. In a front engagement, Serral would probably lose in a fairly decent fashion. Sorry. I like too much that idea. I like watching Starcraft and I need to practice my English. Yes, it's useful. It's very useful. And I hope I'm not butchering a lot. So, this engagement here for Serral is actually really good. He managed to do a lot of damage, but it was well defended as well. The problem is they're trading a lot of units, but Neeb doesn't have a lot of economy. He has his 3rd and his 4th. He needs a 5th. And Serral is already getting a 6th base. Mothership is being made for Serral, for Neeb. He's not transitioning to air units, if you can see. He's relying on the mothership for the invisible units. So he doesn't have a lot of troubles defending his bases. And now we have Hive for Serral already made, but he's not transitioning into any other units. Ooh, good chunk of the army of Serral here is being intercepted. He's going to move right now. The Oracle's already seeing the movement of Serral here. And good defense from Neeb. Great defense actually. The Oracles killed one of the Hydralisks. He lost all of his Oracles. This is something that Neeb will have to worry about later, because these was the Oracles were giving him so much information, revelation, sight from the high grounds, and this was something that the Oracles were giving him a lot. He will need to replenish them soon. 5th base now for Neeb. The creep spread is out of control right now. It's knocking on Neeb's bases. This is not good. This is not something a Protoss player would enjoy seeing. And again, he's trying to kill. He's trying to make Neeb split his army. Neeb just needs to kill actually that overseer. His defense will be fairly easier with that. Okay, good defense again. Serral traded a lot of units right now. He's trying to keep Neeb split, but Neeb had enough. He wants to try and give it a go for this game. He can't lose this mortar ship. He needs to get away. He needs to clean this creep, but 3 units forced Neeb back. He had a momentum to go into the map. Neeb doesn't feel comfortable, and now he has to come back. Serral keep throwing units away. Serral tossed a lot of units actually. Right now, drop lords are being used again. More lurkers in the middle. Many units on the right side of the map. This is a late game scenario. There are no transitions for high tier units from the Zerg part, but he's forcing many engagements in many sides of the map. Engagement from the right, engagement in the 5th, engagement in the front, in the main. So many engagements happening. Serral lost the lurkers in the front, but he's keeping the Protoss busy in the main, and he's going to kill the 4th base of Neeb. So again, Neeb's economy in check. Things are looking a little bit tough for a Protoss player because he has to kill one of the Zerg bases. And he's going to do that. Dropping the natural of Neeb, killed a few probes again. His 3rd is actually pretty vulnerable, but Neeb killed 2 bases. He's trying to force, I think, some kind of base trade, and Neeb lost his base. Ooh, so many probes are being killed right now. So many probes being killed. The mothership is alone fighting the Hydralisk, and it's going to be killed as well. Some mistakes were made from Neeb right now. The High Templar being focused and not killed. Thank you, shield battery. But many mistakes by Neeb right now. Being forced actually by Serral. He killed 2 bases. He killed Serral's economy as well. But his defense crumbled as well. It was a decision. He wanted to try and make a go for it. And the game kind of resets. So right now, late game is a no-go. Nobody has the economy to go for a late game composition. This is going to be an adaptive scenario. This is going to be a scrappy match. 6 lurkers being morphed, and this is where it starts to get dangerous. Every unit counts. There are many immortals on the map, and Neeb can try and play with this. The only problem is there is only one observer in his unit composition. This may be annoying if he loses that. And these lurkers. Oh, 10 already done, 4 being made. And how is Neeb going to engage that? He has a lot of immortals. He has a lot of units. And he has the upgrades. But it's tough to engage in a lurker based defense. Look at this! It's nasty. It's really nasty. Serral is trying to make a move, going for the economy of Neeb. He killed the 2 workers again, 44 against 66. Split army for Neeb again. Not a very good scenario for our Protoss player. And he used... Oh, so much damage being done to these immortals. Neeb has to back off. He killed another base for Serral, which is okay. 5th base being done being made for Neeb. 1 lurker is being used here for scouting, I believe. But it's been kept... Oh, what are these immortals doing? Oh my god. 3 immortals die for free. Wrong path. Wrong pathing for our Protoss player. Now there's no recall. Remember, the recall, because of that mistake, recall is on cooldown. He's going to be flanked. There is no way out of this. He needs to fight. He needs to make the best out of this. He's trying to make the best. He engaged in the flanking, good flanking from the zealots and this part of the army. Killed a lot of lurkers. He doesn't have to commit in the high ground. But I believe that this was a good fight for Neeb. The upgrades made a huge difference, but he doesn't have a lot of storms right now. He doesn't have a lot of units. And trying to... Yeah, he just lost his Archon. He needs to come back. Nobody has a lot of anything, actually. This is a scrappy game. And I don't know who's going to win. Fair, I'm truly honest with you guys. Hi Fuga. Fuga hard. And I actually don't know who is going to win this game anymore. I believe that Serral won this game. Oh, wrong pathing from Neeb again. He needs to take care of this because he lost already 3 immortals that made a huge difference in that fight. Split attacks from Serral, getting to Neeb's economy again. Neeb is not making a good defense in this. He's trying to split his army the best as he can, but he's losing a lot of probes, and this is going to get him killed, actually. Serral already restructured some of his economy, 61 workers, and he already has an army advantage. He's killing a lot of roaches in the side of the pitch, but some roaches got in the mineral lines once again, and this engagement here is really, really good for Serral again. He killed some units, he killed an immortal, and he killed some some probes. Right now he has some liberty. He makes some links because he doesn't have enough gas, so he needs to rely on these cheap units. They are not the best units for this moment of the game. I don't believe he has adrenal glands. No, he does not. So these links are actually not that efficient, not that good. They don't have a melee upgrade. They don't have adrenal glands. So the main point that he did is he doesn't have a lot of Vespene gas income. This is a problem that he's facing, but the mobility of them is actually being very good for him. It's killing workers, is moving Neeb around, it's doing what the roaches were doing a few moments ago, and Serral is basically buying time, so he has a better unit. I think he's trying to max out and trying to get to Neeb's base again. So split attacks are being used, forcing the hand of Neeb to defend. Neeb needs to get another base again. He already is being this base is mining out. So this is becoming this is a scrappy game. Serral has the advantage right now because he keeps killing drones, he keeps trading units, and he has a better economy. Many immortals to defend this front line, and Neeb is trying to put pressure in this side. He's relying on storms. He focused. That was a beautiful move from Serral. He focus fired the high energy High Templar because he knew that there was a side storm left. He's killing this side of the attack of Neeb. Neeb has a lot of immortals on the other side of the match. Great movements from Serral's defense. Hi Piquito, hello. Watch more games. I don't know. So basically, this moment, Neeb is holding on to the very few probes he has. He has very few income. His income is almost half, not half, but 700 less than Serral's right now. So this is a problem. Now he's kind of together, but because Serral is trying to, I believe, transfer a few drones here and there. Oh no, actually Serral has just made this base. This is mining out and this mined out. Okay, so they are an equal economy. The problem is Serral has a huge army advantage, and there are not a whole lot of side storms. I believe 1 High Templar only, 2 more being warped in right now. So Neeb is relying on this army. He doesn't have reinforcements. He doesn't have anything to reinforce this tournament. So Neeb is trying his very best to make these units count. Serral has a huge army advantage. He has lots of numbers in his favor. Some of them are links. He's probably going to try and get rid of them. He's making a bank right now. and he's probably going to try and expand to one of these bases that Neeb wants, and this is going to force Neeb's hand to engage. This is the end game that I'm probably picturing right now. So Neeb advances here, Serral tries to advance in the side, but there is a lot of queens, transfuses, many things for Serral, and he's trying to attack in the other side of the pitch. Shield battery actually doing a lot of damage, but the DPS is too high here. Recall is being done. Some units are going there, and now Serral has both hands in this game. This is not looking well for a Protoss player. He has a good army, he has a good upgrade, but unless Serral make a huge mistake right now, I don't believe that how he's going to win. No storms being used. Good use of storm in the left flank there. Now Neeb is trying to force a frontal engagement, but he needs to do that because he needs to rely on the storms to actually try and make something happen, and he keeps being forced to split. Look, Serral is getting this base. This means that he's trying to force Neeb's hand. This means that he's trying to force Neebs to go there, try to deny that, and when he does that, Serral is going to make his final move. This is probably the end of the game. That I'm picturing right now. Now, Serral doing a frontal attack here in this fourth. A lot of immortals here. Flank is trying to be done. Good side storms from Neeb. No side storm left. Archons are being morphed right now. The immortals are doing damage. The immortals are the resistance. They are the only thing that's going in Neeb's favor right now. One swarm host is being done. I believe this is actually a misclick, but right now it's Hydras against Immortals. No Side Storm, no shenanigans for the Protoss player. He has 2 High Templars and he doesn't have a Side Storm yet. So, moving to deny one base, he's going to get denied because he got too far. It's okay for him because it's not his main. Oh, okay. Nothing is okay for Neeb at this point. He makes a move, he got denied in the other side. He doesn't have an economy here to replenish his units. He doesn't have anything. He needs to engage, he needs to kill all of Serral's army. And Serral still has this base. Neeb has no idea of that base. So this is a problem, this is an issue. When Neeb see that base, he's probably going to freak out a little bit. So he's coming here, trying to deny, and again, you deny one side, I move to the other. I have the advantage, I have economy, and now I can go and deny your technology. I can kill your robos, I can kill your cybernetics core, I can do many things. Lurkers are being done in the defense, he's splitting his army. Those lurkers are going to be nails in the coffin. Neeb looks at this base and probably asking, how long was this here? How long was this here? Recall is being used. Neeb is trying to go back. 23 workers against 37, but 100 army supply against 150. This is a problem that I don't believe Neeb is going to overcome. Lurkers are being researched. Already 6 in the game. Six. Too many inconsistency, people are saying in chat, for Neeb in the past few matches. There is the inconsistency, but I believe it's that Serral is making the right moves also. Neeb thinks that he has a good... Oh, this one swarm host. Just to be annoying. Just to be annoying. Now Neeb tries to split his army, he denies one more base, but he's not killing units, he's not trading, he's not fighting. And now lurkers in the pitch, some queens got sniped here. And look at the size of Serral's army. Many Protoss units. he needs to find that storm host and kill it, because he has only 18 workers. 2 workers right now makes a huge difference. He cannot lose anymore. Okay, good move here for Neeb, but went too far. He went too far. Look at the flank he's getting. He's receiving. Oh, lost a huge chunk of his army. And I don't believe he has enough. Double army supply for Serral. 81 against 160. It was a good move, but he got flanked. There was an army here, and the lurkers here. So Neeb is trying his very best. He's making a good move. He's not making bad moves. I want to say this. He's not making bad moves, but he doesn't have enough right now to deal with Zerg's army. This map allows a lot of freedom of movement for the Zerg player that's doing this kind of composition. And right now Serral is even thinking, I don't want to attack your bases. I want to attack your army. I want to finish this game. And right now we're coming to the last engagement of the game. Lurkers intercepting the ramps. Flanks are being done from every single side for Serral, and Serral is coming to finish. Good movements, good engagements, split attacks every single game, all game long from Serral. Neeb trying to respond to them, splitting his army, having a lot of troubles. This is a good game of ZVP. Serral with a great late game. Even if he did not get the high-tech units like Broodlords, Vipers, Ultralisks, Infestors, anything like that. He relied on pure Hydra, Roach, Lurker, Hydra, Roach, Lurker, because he wanted the mobility to attack Neeb's economy. He knows that this map is long, it's far. The fourth base from the main base is really far. He could drop, he could use Nidus, he could run from one side to the another. So he used the map in his favor. Neeb did not play badly. He did a few mistakes because Serral was putting him in check. Neeb, the focus of the game is early game. In this series was early game. Neeb puts pressure. He tries to make something happen with a few adepts, a few oracles. The game that he won, he researched resonating glaives. He did 12 adepts, and he put pressure on Serral, got a lot of damage done, and then he just made a follow-up attack and killed the game. The other 2 games he did not do the resonating glaives pressure. He tried to rely on pure adept while he tried to make a transition to the mid game faster. So Neeb was trying to do that in every single game after the first game, and he did not made a different build. Game 2 and 3 are very similar, the playthrough throughout every single thing. The only difference is that on game 2 he did not Neeb did not research Psystorm. He researched Thermal Lance and tried to make Colossus, and then he went straight for Archons. He did not rely on Psystorm. I prefer a lot of his choices on the third game, but Serral used the map in his favor. He used Lurkers, he used Roaches to keep the economy of Neebs in check, he used Drop Lords, he used the movement, he used the distance of the bases to keep Neeb from growing. The best moment of the game for Neeb was when he had the mortar ship and he could allow himself to expand. But Serral still got the movements in his favor. He could split his army better than Neeb did, and he was always killing a High Templar, an Immortal, when he was just training a few Roaches and a few Hydralisks. And this was keeping Neeb with a very difficult game plan. But this was a very good game. This is a very good series of PvZ. Serral playing more reactive than active, except when we got to the late game, where he has Lurkers, he has a lot of Hydralisks, and he can put pressure, he can put a siege in Neeb's base, he can perform counterattacks, he can use the Drop Lords. And then this transition for mid to late game, the Protoss Neeb had to sit back and try to respond to Serral's aggression that were on point. He did a great job in game 3 to keep Neeb in check. So this is my analysis for this series. I think it was a great PvZ, great transitions, great choices from both players. They did a great job here, but Serral was a little bit tiny better, and he got away with the victory. So that was game 3, game 2, and game 1 of this series. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was an hour and a half of streaming today, and I want to ask you guys how it felt for you. How was the analysis? How was the pace of the stream? Did you enjoy it? Did you feel like I could interact more with the chat? I wanted to be a part, you guys to be an active part, because I want new players to come here, ask questions, what they understand, what they don't understand. And hi Bunker Hash, hello. So this is my point here. I don't want to make a show like Pig and Day 9 did. I believe they are far more competent in that part of metagame analysis, breakthrough of the game. What I want to do here is I want to study the games with you guys. I'm a caster as well, but I think they are a little bit more thorough. They are a bit more complete than I am in this particular things. And my point here is interaction. I want you guys to feel free to ask any kind of question, anything that you guys think I need to hear. I need to learn. What are your thoughts? You can disagree with me. So this is my proposition with this kind of show. You guys live with me, questions, doubts, answers, dialogue. This is what I want to do here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm here for 1 hour and a half already. And do you have anything to say? Any suggestions? Something that you think that can improve in my interaction or something like this? I'll give you guys a few seconds to